If you've ever tried to garden in clay soil, you know the struggle. You dig, you turn, you mix in sand, compost, gypsum, and still end up with heavy, clumpy soil that turns into brick when dry and sticky muck when wet. Clay can break even the most patient gardener. But here's what most people don't realize. You don't fix clay by fighting it. You fix it by transforming it from within. And that's exactly what the Amish have done for generations with a forgotten approach known as the Amish Humus Method. A simple, low-labor way to turn even the hardest clay into soft, fertile, living earth. Let's dig into how it works, without a shovel in your hand. The problem isn't the clay, it's the lack of life. Clay soil itself isn't bad. In fact, clay is packed with nutrients, far more than sandy or silty soil. The problem is that it's locked away. Those minerals can't reach your plants because the soil structure is too tight, with almost no air pockets for roots or microbes. That's why digging and tilling rarely solve anything. When you till, you might loosen the soil for a week or two, but as soon as it rains, the particles settle back together, tighter than before. The result? Compaction, poor drainage, and starving plants. The Amish discovered long ago that the key wasn't to break clay apart, it was to feed it life. Once living organisms move in, they do the tilling for you, naturally, permanently, and invisibly. What the Amish call living humus. The Amish Humus Method revolves around one principle: feed the soil, not the plant. Instead of constantly applying compost or fertilizer, they build up humus, the dark, crumbly organic matter that's teeming with microbial life. Humus isn't just decomposed material, it's biologically active carbon that holds moisture like a sponge and keeps nutrients available for months or even years. When humus starts to form, it acts like glue, binding clay particles into soft, porous crumbs. This creates natural air pockets, improves drainage, and encourages roots to explore deeper. So how do they create humus in stubborn clay soil? The beauty is, it doesn't require digging or tilling. It's a process of feeding the ground from above. The Amish start by laying down a thick organic blanket over the soil, what we might call mulch, but they treat it more like a living compost layer. The materials are simple: chopped leaves, straw-aged manure, and sometimes even sawdust. Instead of mixing these in, they let them sit and decay on top. Over time, earthworms and microorganisms pull the material down naturally, turning it into humus right where it's needed, in the top few inches of soil where most plant roots live. You can replicate this easily. Start with a layer about 3 to 4 inches thick over your clay bed. Keep it moist, not soggy, and avoid disturbing it. Within weeks, you'll see signs of life worms tunneling through, crumbly soil appearing underneath, and a faint earthy smell that signals microbial activity. The Amish also pour what they call humus water, which is basically a mild compost tea, over their mulch every few weeks. You can actually make it yourself by soaking a handful of aged manure or worm castings in a bucket of water for about 24 hours. Then just strain it and pour the liquid over your mulch. This really helps to jumpstart microbial life and speeds up decomposition. Every time you dig or till clay, you end up destroying the delicate fungal threads and air channels that microbes and worms create. The Amish Humus Method avoids all of that by simply letting nature do the structuring work. As organic matter decomposes, worms naturally loosen the soil, creating aeration and drainage far deeper than any spade could reach. The result is permanent improvement. Unlike mechanical tilling, which has to be repeated every season, the Amish method builds soil that gets softer and richer every year. After one season, you'll notice your clay holds moisture more evenly. After 2, roots will penetrate deeper with ease. By year 3, you'll have living soil that rivals any garden bed made from years of compost and sweat. The Amish Humus Method isn't just about better soil, it's about working with nature instead of against it. They don't dig. They don't chase quick fixes. They simply feed the soil slowly and consistently, trusting that the biology will do the heavy lifting. In their words, you don't make good soil, you raise it. And that's the heart of it. By building humus instead of disturbing the ground, you're creating a living, breathing system that keeps improving without constant effort. So before you reach for your shovel this fall, stop, lay down your mulch, brew your humus water, and let the soil repair itself from the inside out. The Amish have been doing it for centuries, and their fields speak for themselves. Your clay soil doesn't need another battle. It just needs life, and once you start feeding it, you'll never have to dig it again.